Hi, I want to share a little bit with you about my reason for writing a series about midlife women. And the first book in the series is Reinventing Rita. How exciting can it be to write about midlife women? I mean, really, when a woman hits midlife, which could be anywhere from 50 to 70, I mean, I've actually heard them refer to 60-year-old women as elderly, but that's a whole nother issue. How exciting can their lives be? I mean, they're grandmas at that stage. They're not doing anything too terribly exciting because they're old. They have nothing to look forward to but, osteoporosis and what else? Incontinence. Just kind of nothing, okay? Yet, I know a lot of midlife women, and they're vibrant. They're living full lives. They are taking the chance of doing things that maybe they had dreamed about, but because they either had careers, family, combination of both, they never really had that opportunity. And now kids are grown. Heck, depending on how old they are, the grandchildren could be grown already. And it's like, this is my time. There's nothing wrong with pursuing my dream now. I wanted to focus on that. I found that in a lot of books, the older mother, the grandmother, those characters were kind of ancillary characters. They were there to sort of pick up the pieces, whatever, but they weren't driving the story. I wanted to write novels about women who are driving the story. Now, in some instances, for instance, in Reinventing Rita, she's not so much driving the story as she's being dragged kicking and screaming into the driver's seat. But the idea is she did have a dream. She had a dream from way back in her college years. And then, like so many of us, get married, have children, whatever. And it's like, oh, gee, that was a dream. But, in Rita's case, she just turned 50. I'm too old. It's too late. I can't do that now. I'm liable to make a complete fool out of myself to try and what she'd want to do is she wanted to be a professional baker. She wanted to be the Julia Child of Clarksburg. You'd have to read the book to find out whether or not she succeeded. But the point is, women have dreams. We have passions. We have goals. We have underutilized skills. We have abilities that maybe we weren't even aware that we had. You tend to get into a rut. You do whatever your job is, whether it's outside the home, in the home, whatever. You do it well, and pretty soon you start thinking, that's all I can do. And that's not necessarily true. We have a lot of abilities and skills. And I think, especially for a midlife woman, this can be such an exciting time period. Now, I freely admit there will be some career paths. There will be some opportunities that maybe you could have pursued in your 20s that now you probably can't pursue. I don't know. I mean, who am I to say what a person can or can't do? But the point is, when you're at midlife, you have to stop thinking of yourself as old, over the hill, better go schedule a beautician appointment to get rid of the gray hair. Fill your life with excitement. I wanted my midlife women to be almost aggressively going after their dreams. I wanted them to be very positive. And so much of that positivity starts with self-talk. We keep telling ourselves, nah, we can't. Don't be silly. People are going to laugh at us. That's for young kids to be pursuing. You would be surprised what you could do when you stop coming up with excuses why you can't do it. So my whole goal in writing the Midlife Moxie novel series is to use the characters' experiences to encourage the readers to look for their own inner moxie, their own well of encouragement and strength. Start thinking about dreams that you had when you were younger and ask yourself, is there some way I can bring that dream into reality at some level? Start thinking about goals that you had from long ago. What was it that pulled you into that goal? And if that goal still resonates with you, why not try it? Everything you do doesn't have to turn out to be a great income producer, by the way. But I think what it should be is an energy producer, is a self-affirming producer, is something that makes you feel whole and complete, excited about your life, excited about getting up in the morning and saying, I'm going to see how much further I can get with this. It should also introduce you to other people. It's very easy, as especially in these post-COVID days, our circle may have really shrunk. And I think it is important as we go through midlife to open ourselves to having interactions with people who are older than us, as well as people who are younger than us. Get everybody's perspective. You would be surprised how much you can learn by talking with people who are not in your age group, who are not doing the same thing that you are doing day in and day out. So that is my whole reason for writing the Midlife Moxie novel series is, first of all, hey, just to give you a good book to read, something that will entertain you, make you feel happy, make you enjoy the process of reading it, and reading about what the characters are doing, laughing along the way with them. I do try to be a little lighthearted with my novels, but also to tell you that, if you're at midlife, whatever midlife might be for you, 45, 65, 75, whatever it is, that is a stage, not an age. And it's a stage when you can say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try something completely different. I'm going to see who else I can be instead of being the same person I've been all along. So if this sounds like, the kind of book that you might need to kind of get you out of your rut, whatever rut you might be in, I hope you will check out Reinventing Rita and keep an eye out for the next book, the next novel, which will be out in a year. Hey, I am not a speedy writer. Okay, so I figure if I'm doing one book a year, I'm doing pretty good. But, and I also want to hear from you. What is your midlife dream? How do you see midlife for yourself? And who do you want to be when you grow up into midlife? Anyways, thanks so much for listening to me rattle on about my Midlife Moxie novel series, and I will try to find some more entertaining topics to share with you. Thank you for being part of Midlife Moxie.